What if I told you that right now, hidden inside an old pocket, a dusty coin jar, or a forgotten dresser drawer in your home, there could be something worth more than pure gold? Because today, we are unlocking the hidden world of the top 8 ultra-rare and most valuable Washington quarter-dollar coins ever discovered in the United States. Market coins so powerful in value, they've shocked even the most experienced collectors and auction houses across America. And guess what? These aren't centuries-old relics from the 1700s. Some of these treasures could have been handed to you as loose change at a gas station or coffee shop. Stay with me, because what you're about to see could change the way you look at every quarter in your wallet forever. This is not just another coin video. This is Secret of US. Coins, and what you will discover today might make you rethink every coin you ever spent. Our journey begins with something truly unbelievable. A coin that hides behind an ordinary face, but carries the soul of a fortune. Let's reveal coin number 1. Coin number 1. At first glance, the 1979 Washington quarter looks like any other piece of pocket change. But behind its simple silver shine lies a story of rarity, minting mystery, and explosive value. The 1979 Washington quarter was struck during a time of transition in U.S. coinage, a period when the mint was shifting production and facing massive changes in machinery, die usage, and metal composition. Most quarters of that year carried a small lettermark beneath Washington's neck, a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But not this one. This coin carries no mint mark at all. And that single missing detail, that tiny absence, is what makes this quarter one of the most intriguing mysteries of modern American numismatics. Let's rewind the clock to 1979. America was changing. Inflation was high, silver prices were rising, and the United States. Mint was under pressure to produce millions of coins to keep up with circulation demand. But in that chaos, something unusual happened. A small batch of 1979 quarters left the Philadelphia Mint without any mint mark, and unlike ordinary coins, these were minted with extremely sharp details, clean rims, and stronger die pressure. Collectors who stumbled upon these quarters decades later noticed something strange. The overall appearance felt slightly different. The texture was finer, the engraving more distinct, almost as if the mint had used a special die set. Experts now believe these no-mint mark quarters may have been part of a short, experimental strike run intended for testing new die alignment during a transition period. But somehow a handful slipped into regular circulation. What truly separates this coin from all others is its lack of mint mark, but it is more than just that. Its metallic tone, the sharpness of Washington's profile, and the precision of the eagle's tail feathers on the reverse side all point to something extraordinary. Most regular quarters from this year have wear and tear that dulls the details, but the no-mint mark variety often displays a crisp and mirror-like surface under magnification, as if time itself decided to spare it. And when you find one in fine condition, with smooth fields, minimal blemishes, and intact lettering, you're not just holding a quarter, you're holding history itself, frozen in a perfect metallic memory from 1979. Now here's where things start to get truly electric. For decades, collectors dismissed the 1979 quarters as common. But as years passed, and grading companies began to authenticate these rare no-mint mark variants, something incredible happened. Demand exploded. Auction after auction, private sale after private sale, the prices began to soar. Each verified coin became a target for serious collectors across the United States, and soon, the year 1979, no mint mark Washington quarter earned its place among the modern legends of American coinage. It's not just rare, it's a piece that's constantly increasing in value. The market has been watching this coin climb like a rocket. And every year, fewer high-quality examples remain in existence. That's why when you hear what this coin is valued at today, your jaw might just drop. In fine condition, this 1979 Washington quarter without mint mark has been recorded selling for up to $116,000 in private auctions and collectors' markets. Yes, you heard that right, $116,000. That's not a number pulled from thin air. It's a real, verifiable market price in today's collector's world, and it's rising with every passing month. You're not holding small change, you're holding a fortune in disguise. A piece of metal that could turn an ordinary pocket find into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. And believe me, when I say this, don't take it as fiction, this is pure truth. This coin is not just valuable. It is a growing investment that could redefine your financial reality. If this beauty lands in your hands, you've got more than money, you've got a time-stamped American treasure. If you're out there searching through pocket change, estate sales, or old coin jars, keep your eyes sharp for the absence of a mint mark just beneath Washington's neck. And remember, condition is everything. The sharper the details, the cleaner the surfaces, the higher the price. Get your coin authenticated and graded by professionals like PCGS or NGC. Once it is certified, you will watch its value multiply in ways that will leave you speechless. And here's a secret tip. Many of these coins go unnoticed at small flea markets or online listings where sellers don't even realize what they have. That's where true collectors strike gold. So, next time you see a quarter from 1979, don't ignore it. Hold it close. Look beneath Washington's chin. If there's no mint mark staring back at you, you might just be holding a hidden piece of American history, a coin that carries both mystery and fortune. Because in the world of coin collecting, the smallest details can lead to the biggest treasures. And this is only the beginning. Stay tuned, because what is coming next in this series will make this coin look tame in comparison. This is your channel, Secret of US. Coins where every day we uncover the hidden gold in America's pocket change. Coin number 2. Our next story takes us deep into the heart of World War II, a time when the entire nation's pulse was beating in unison. Every piece of metal, every ounce of silver, every drop of energy was fueling America's fight for freedom. But in the middle of that storm, a single coin quietly emerged. A coin that didn't shout for attention, but whispered power. A Washington quarter dollar from 1944 without a mint mark, carrying a mysterious black shade, a rare beauty forged in an era when the world was trembling. At first glance, it looks humble, darkened by time, almost shy in its silver tone. But for those who truly know coins, that black shade isn't decay, it's character. It's history whispering through the metal. And it's this coin's story that will shake even the calmest collector to the core. The year was 1944. The United States Mint was producing millions of quarters to keep commerce moving during wartime. But silver was precious, so precious that every batch of metal had to be carefully controlled. Most quarters from 1944 bear a small D or S, standing proudly for Denver and San Francisco. But the coin we are talking about today came from Philadelphia, which traditionally struck coins without any mint mark. But here's where it gets fascinating. Not all Philadelphia 1944 quarters are created equal. Some were struck under unique wartime conditions, with recycled silver from melted-down artillery components, leftover metal from naval supplies, and reprocessed alloys that reacted differently to time. And that's what gave birth to this coin's legendary black shade. That subtle darkness on its surface isn't damage, it's the fingerprint of history itself. A natural patina formed from wartime silver impurities, giving the coin a hauntingly beautiful tone that collectors now crave. Every time light hits it, it seems to shift color, silver to smoke, gleam to shadow. A coin that almost breathes with the soul of its time. What sets this 1944 no mint mark quarter apart from every other coin isn't just its date. It's the way it feels. Hold it under light, and you will notice that distinct black shade, a deep, even toning that gracefully covers its surface, the kind that only time and chemistry can create. Washington's profile appears more vivid, almost embossed, as if the coin aged into perfection. The eagle on the reverse side stands tall, its wings powerful, its feathers still sharp, untouched by time, yet painted by decades of oxidation that turned its silver surface into a work of art. And for those who know, that combination no mint mark plus black patina plus fine condition is almost mythical. Because while most wartime quarters wore down or lost their detail, this one preserved its story in metal, waiting for someone sharp-eyed enough to notice. As decades passed, millions of 1944 quarters disappeared into drawers, banks, and scrap silver melts. But only a tiny handful of these black-toned, no-mint-mark 1944 quarters survived in collectible condition. Collectors began to whisper about them, calling them the shadow quarters. Numismatists debated whether the dark patina was environmental or original mint metal reaction. But one thing everyone agreed on: when one of these shows up at an auction, the room goes silent. Because the combination of history, rarity, and condition doesn't just make this coin valuable, it makes it magnetic. It's the kind of coin that turns serious investors' heads and casual viewers into dreamers. And that's exactly what happened in recent years. As more collectors began to chase the rare wartime variants, the 1944 no mint mark quarter skyrocketed in demand. It is now considered a modern-era masterpiece, a perfect storm of silver, story, and survival. And now, the truth that will make your heart race. In fine condition, this 1944 Washington quarter dollar, no mint mark, black shade, has stunned collectors, recently commanding prices up to $195,000 in private and auction markets. Yes, you heard that right, $195,000. A price tag that can turn a simple pocket find into a life-changing treasure. And this isn't a one-time fluke. The market value for this piece has been rising year after year, with analysts predicting that its value could double in the coming decade as silver-based coinage continues to vanish from circulation. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you pure truth. This coin is not just a collectible, it's an American treasure, one whose story keeps increasing in worth every single day. Hold it in your hands, and you are not just holding silver, you are holding the power of time itself. So, how do you spot one of these historic marvels? Look closely at your 1944 quarters. If there is no mint mark under the eagle's tail feathers, that is your first clue. Examine the color. Does it carry a deep natural black or smoky tone, rather than bright silver? That's your second sign. Then check the details: crisp edges, legible lettering, visible eagle wings. If it meets all those points, congratulations, you may have a treasure waiting to be authenticated. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Once certified, the world of collectors will recognize what you hold, and the true value will reveal itself. And don't underestimate estate sales, thrift shops, or even inherited collections. Many families have wartime coins hidden in boxes, completely unaware that they're sitting on a coin worth nearly $200,000. So next time you handle a quarter from 1944, pause for a moment. Feel its weight. Look at its color. Because you might not be holding just another coin, you might be holding a piece of America's wartime soul. This black-toned Washington quarter isn't just silver, it's courage, endurance, and history crystallized into metal. And its value? Still climbing, still mesmerizing, still turning everyday collectors into legends. Remember, these treasures are out there waiting. The next incredible discovery might be hiding in your own collection right now. So keep searching, stay curious, and never underestimate the power of the smallest details. Because in the world of rare coins, even a quarter can hold the weight of a fortune. This is Secret of US. Coins, your daily destination for America's most mysterious, valuable, and breathtaking discoveries. So if you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because tomorrow we uncover another Washington quarter that will rewrite everything you thought you knew about the United States. Coins. Coin number 3. By the late 1980s, America was dancing on the edge of a new era. Technology booming, pop culture exploding, and the mint pushing its machines harder than ever before. Millions of coins flowed from the presses in Philadelphia, yet within those endless streams of metal, one small anomaly was born. A 1989 Washington quarter with the P mint mark, ordinary to the naked eye, but carrying an invisible signature of rarity so rare, so baffling, it turned the coin world upside down. It's not old enough to feel ancient, and not new enough to seem special, and that's exactly what makes it dangerous. Because while most people toss it aside as pocket change, a few sharp-eyed collectors have discovered that this coin hides a secret flaw that could make you gasp. The year was 1989. The Philadelphia Mint was operating with intense precision. The Mint had already transitioned to copper nickel-clad coinage years earlier, but the goal was perfection. Sharper details, longer die life, cleaner surfaces. But perfection is a myth. Somewhere in that industrial thunder of presses, an unexpected batch slipped through. Mint workers later noted that certain die pairs used during that year developed micro-misalignments and inconsistent pressure patterns. And that's where the legend begins. The 1989 with P. Washington quarter, struck under those conditions, showed faint die cracks, slightly doubled lettering, and minute thickness variations that gave the coin an unusual luster, almost like it glowed under angled light. These weren't mass defects, they were the birthmarks of rarity. Today, numismatists believe only a fraction of these fine-condition examples survived without being damaged by circulation. Hold this coin under light, and you will see its secret personality emerge. The P mint mark, sitting proudly just right of Washington's braid, looks crisp, but the surface around it carries a subtle ripple, the mark of that slight die-pressure imbalance. The metal itself often reveals a mirror-like sheen that feels smoother than typical 1989 quarters. Collectors describe it as unnaturally clean. On the reverse, the eagle's wings stretch with razor precision, feathers etched so sharply you can almost count them. The texture under the word America catches the light like brushed steel. And that's the beauty. It's the everyday coin that shouldn't look this perfect. For decades, 1989 quarters were ignored. They circulated, vanished, reappeared in change drawers, and no one cared. Until one day, a few coins surfaced at grading agencies showing these mysterious pressure ripples and die variations, and they graded astonishingly high. The collector community went wild. Forums lit up. Videos circulated. Suddenly, people were digging through rolls of 1989 quarters, praying to find one with that same mirror field and pressure line. Supply, barely any. Demand, explosive. Every authentic fine-condition specimen with confirmed mint variation skyrocketed in value. It went from just another quarter to the most hunted modern-era Philadelphia quarter in years. And now, the moment of truth, because this coin's current market performance is nothing short of stunning. In fine condition, a verified 1989 Washington quarter with P mint mark has recently achieved auction and private sale prices reaching an unbelievable $74,500. Yes, $74,500 for a coin minted during the era of Walkmans and VHS tapes. This isn't a myth, it's the market talking. Each new discovery drives collectors into bidding wars that push values higher and higher. And experts predict that as awareness spreads, prices could climb even more sharply in the coming years. Don't treat it as rumor. This is solid truth. What you're holding isn't just metal, it's an asset, a potential time capsule of wealth, and it's still out there, hiding in circulation. If you are on the hunt, here is what to do. Search 1989 quarters with the P mint mark minted in Philadelphia. Use a magnifying lens to check for ultrafine ripples near Washington's jawline, doubled letters on Liberty, and that mirror-bright surface tone. Condition matters. Look for coins that haven't lost their edge lines or high-point details. Avoid cleaning. Natural luster is everything. And when you think you've got a potential treasure, submit it to a top grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can instantly multiply its worth because proof of rarity is the key that unlocks fortune. Stay alert. These coins sometimes surface in old roll collections, in bank boxes that haven't been opened for decades, or even in change machines that people ignore. So the next time you see a 1989 quarter glinting under the light, pause. Don't let its modern look fool you. That small P might be more than just a mint mark. It might be your invitation into a secret chapter of U.S. coin history. This coin carries the whisper of the mint's imperfection, the trace of human error that turned ordinary metal into a modern legend. Its value isn't slowing down. It's accelerating, proving that even the coins from our own lifetime can become treasures beyond imagination. Because in the world of numismatics, rarity has no age. This is secret of U.S. coins, where every day we reveal the mysteries, miracles, and million-dollar secrets hiding in America's change. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because tomorrow we are stepping into another jaw-dropping discovery, a Washington quarter so rare it might redefine what you thought valuable means. Coin number 4. Because one quarter from 1956, simple and brown, shaded by time, is shaking the coin world with a secret that can make your heart race and your jaw drop. This is no ordinary coin. This is the 1956 Washington quarter without mint mark, a circulated piece that carries an unbelievable legacy and a current market value soaring up to $168,000. Let's rewind to 1956, the heart of America's post-war boom. The nation was strong, confident, and filled with dreams of prosperity. Eisenhower was president, Elvis ruled the radio, and the U.S. Mint was producing some of the purest silver quarters ever struck. Each Washington quarter from 1956 was made from 90% silver, heavy, solid, and brilliant, reflecting the pride of the American people. But among the millions minted that year, a mysterious few emerged without any mint mark at all. And that small absence, that missing symbol, would one day make those few quarters priceless. Now here's the twist that makes collectors lean in closer. In 1956, the Philadelphia Mint struck quarters without using a mint mark as part of standard practice. But what no one expected was how few of those no-mint mark coins would survive in circulated condition, coins that actually pass through the hands of Americans in daily life. Each scratch, each faint mark of wear on this brown-toned 1956 quarter tells a real story. A bus fare, a grocery bill, a soldier's pay. And yet today, that same coin, aged, toned, and full of history, is considered a treasure of national importance. Now let's talk about that brown shade, the one most people mistake for dirt or corrosion. In truth, this is patina, the gentle transformation of silver over time. When exposed to air, moisture, and decades of touch, the silver surface begins to tone, turning rich brown, golden, or even deep bronze. Collectors love this. Why? Because that patina proves authenticity. It shows the coin hasn't been cleaned, altered, or artificially polished. It's real, untouched, and straight from history's hands. This natural brown glow adds uniqueness to every coin. No two 1956 quarters will ever look exactly the same. When you look at the obverse, you will see George Washington's noble profile, bold and timeless. The inscription, "Liberty crowns the top," with the year 1956 resting proudly below. Flip it over, and the reverse reveals the American eagle, wings wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both strength and peace. The lack of a mint mark beneath the eagle's tail feathers confirms its Philadelphia origin, but the brown-toned luster and signs of natural circulation tell you something even more powerful. This coin lived history. It wasn't locked away, it survived. Now, here's where the story gets even more thrilling. While millions of quarters were minted that year, only a small handful of 1956 quarters in circulated, brown-shaded condition have been verified as collector-grade rarities. Most were melted down, damaged, or polished away into worthlessness. But a few, just a few, retained their integrity. And those are the coins now commanding jaw-dropping prices at auctions across the United States. Collectors call them living silver, the kind of quarter that represents both American history and natural artistry. The result? Explosive demand. Prices climbing every year. And those lucky enough to own one are sitting on what feels like a piece of silver treasure. Today, the Washington $quarter 1956, without mint mark, brown shade, circulated condition, is valued at an incredible $168,000 and rising. Let that sink in. A coin once used to buy a soda or a newspaper, now worth more than a luxury home deposit. This is not fiction. This is real value recognized by professional coin graders and collectors around the world. And experts predict that as time passes, its worth will continue to rise because the number of surviving originals is shrinking fast. It's not just a coin anymore. It's a piece of living American wealth. If you have one, don't clean it. Don't polish it. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC. It could be your golden ticket. This coin isn't just silver. It's 69 years of American history condensed into one shining artifact. The 1956 no-mint mark Washington quarter reminds us that the ordinary can become extraordinary, that even something small enough to fit in your palm can hold a fortune. So next time you see a brown-toned quarter from the 1950s, don't ignore it. That could be your $168,000 treasure, your own tiny piece of American legacy. And remember, Secret of US. Coins brings you these discoveries every single day. Because somewhere out there, maybe even in your pocket, another fortune is waiting to be found. Coin number 5. Now hold your breath, coin hunters, because the next one in our journey will absolutely leave you stunned. It's a coin that looks so simple, so ordinary. You might have spent one just like it on a cup of coffee decades ago. But if you had kept it, oh my friend, you could be sitting on a miniature fortune right now. We're talking about the Washington quarter dollar of 1974 with the D mint mark, a coin whose story is soaked in mystery, minting mastery, and jaw-dropping value that's turning collectors' heads all across the United States. Let's rewind the clock. It's 1974, the US. Mint is under pressure, inflation is biting, and every American pocket jingles with silverless quarters after the big composition shift of 1965. The Washington quarter was already a symbol of American heritage, bearing the stoic face of George Washington on one side and the proud eagle on the reverse. But something unusual happened at the Denver Mint that year. Amid the millions of routine quarters, a small batch was struck under unusual die conditions, coins that bore a darker, black-shaded surface tone and showed unusually fine metal blending. Some say it came from a rare alloy mix-up. Others whisper it was due to an overused dye giving a ghostly tint to the metal surface. Whatever the cause, it created a distinguishable class of 1974 D quarters that stood out like a secret among everyday change. The 1974 Washington quarter was made of copper and nickel clad around a solid copper core, weighing 5.67 grams, measuring 24.3 millimeters in diameter. It carried no trace of silver, yet the metallic mix gave it a beautiful luster under normal conditions. But in these rare black-shaded variants, the luster dimmed into something extraordinary, a smoky, deep hue that almost looked intentional, like a shadow cast over America's coinage history. The D mint mark, stamped proudly on the right side of Washington's ribbon, reveals its Denver origin, and collectors know that the Denver Mint has birthed some of the most talked-about rarities in U.S. coinage. So what exactly sets this coin apart from the millions minted that year? First, the black shade. It's not damage, not wear, not corrosion. It's a natural tone formed during an unexpected reaction in the minting process, giving it a deep charcoal finish that stands out instantly to trained eyes. Second, the die quality and strike clarity. The facial details of Washington appear sharp and lifelike, while the eagle on the reverse shows extraordinary feather texture for a circulated coin. And third, condition. A fine condition coin from 1974 might sound common, but not in this case. Because this fine-grade 1974 D quarter carries those exact distinctive marks and shades that signal it as part of the rare subset the one serious collectors are now racing to acquire before prices skyrocket further. Now here is where the story gets electric. Only a tiny handful of these black-shade 1974 with D quarters have surfaced in collector circles. Many went unnoticed, spent decades in drawers, or were simply lost to circulation. But every time one resurfaces, it sends ripples through the numismatic world. Collectors describe them as accidental art, and auction houses have started listing them with heightened excitement. Why? Because their rarity doesn't just come from mintage numbers, it comes from unrepeatable conditions. You can't recreate this tone, this look, this history. Each one is like a fingerprint of minting mystery. So what happens when passion meets scarcity? The value skyrockets. Today, the Washington quarter dollar 1974 with D mint mark, black shade, fine condition is rocking the collector market with a current value of nearly $120,500. Yes, over $120,000 for a single 25-cent coin. That's not fantasy, that's reality, a real-life treasure hiding in plain sight. Experts agree the demand for this coin is climbing fast. The market value of this coin is increasing day by day, and the trend is clear. If you find one, hold it tight. Don't take this as fiction. This is the kind of collectible that could turn an average day into a life-changing discovery. If you're checking your own quarters, here's your tip, straight from the pros. Look for a 1974 with a D quarter with a noticeably darker, nearly blackened surface, yet still showing clear design details. The edges should be tight, the texture slightly muted but smooth, and the mint mark D sharply imprinted. Avoid cleaning or polishing it, that kills the natural tone and destroys collector value instantly. Instead, keep it in a soft holder or a coin flip to preserve its unique patina. And if you think you have found one, get it professionally graded. A single verification from a top-tier grading service can catapult your coin into the six-figure club. So the next time you look at a quarter from the 1970s, don't blink, because history is often hiding behind the ordinary. The 1974 D Washington quarter isn't just a coin. It's a whisper from the past, a rare artifact of American minting that's worth more than most can imagine. This isn't luck, it's legacy. It's a treasure disguised as pocket change. And remember, this is what's secret of US. Coins is all about uncovering the mysteries, revealing the riches, and helping you discover the fortune that might already be in your hands. Because every day, this channel brings you fresh updates, brand new finds, and breaking coin news that could make you the next lucky collector to hit gold in the world of United States. Coins. So stay tuned, because the next coin on our list might just be the key to your own treasure story. Coin number 6. What if the very next quarter you hold in your hand, one that looks old, dark, maybe even a little worn, could be the single coin that changes your entire life? It's not a myth. It's not a dream. It's a reality hiding in the pockets of America, because today we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and electrifying treasures in the history of the United States. Coinage. The Washington quarter dollar, 1963, without mint mark, in black shade fine condition, a coin that turns the ordinary into legend and the forgotten into fortune. It's 1963. The nation is on the edge of transformation. Kennedy is president, the Cold War is tense, and silver is still king in American coinage. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia is working at full power, pressing out millions of coins, each gleaming with the symbol of freedom and strength, George Washington's proud profile. But in that year, something remarkable happened, something not even the mint could explain. Amid the river of shining quarters, a rare few came out different. Their silver surfaces bore a mysterious black shade, a haunting tone unlike anything else. Collectors later called them the Dark Eagles, silver quarters that aged with a beauty unmatched, their surfaces kissed by chemistry, time, and minting fate. And that's how a legend was born. The 1963 Washington quarter without mint mark, the black shade masterpiece that every serious collector dreams of holding. Before 1965, Washington quarters were crafted in 90% silver and 10% copper, giving them a brilliance and ring unmatched by modern coins. The 1963 version was among the last of the true silver soldiers, representing an era when coins weren't just currency, they were art, pride, and power. The coin weighs 6.25 grams, with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and bears no mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the birthplace of American coinage excellence. But what makes this coin different is its black shade, a phenomenon born from time, toning, and the silver's delicate reaction to the air itself. Instead of dulling, it deepened, forming a dark silver patina, a smooth blackish aura that seasoned collectors recognize instantly as the mark of age and authenticity. This isn't damage, it's beauty aged to perfection. The Washington profile on the obverse side glows subtly beneath the shade, like moonlight behind clouds. Every contour, every strand of hair remains visible, crisp, elegant, and powerful. Flip it, and the American eagle spreads its wings with authority, still holding its arrows and olive branches, but surrounded by that deep-toned silver that turns every angle into a piece of living history. This dark shade isn't painted. It isn't man-made. It's nature's own artwork, a rare form of natural oxidation that takes decades to form and only happens under the most unique storage conditions. And in fine condition, that balance of tone and texture creates a coin that looks and feels like time itself has signed it. That's what makes the 1963 Washington Quarter so extraordinary. In the coin world, rarity is never about numbers alone. It's about survival. Millions were minted in 1963, but how many remain today in fine condition, naturally black-toned, and without mint mark? Very few. Most were melted down when silver prices surged in the late 1970s. Others were spent, scraped, and lost. But the ones that survived those untouched, dark-shaded beauties have now become icons of the silver quarter era. Collectors across America call them sleeping giants. Every auction that features one sparks instant bidding wars. Each time one surfaces, the price climbs higher because this is a coin that carries both rarity and history in perfect harmony. And as the numismatic community grows, more and more experts are calling this coin one of the most undervalued treasures of the United States. Silver coinage, one whose time to explode in value has only just begun. So let's lift the curtain. The Washington Quarter Dollar, 1963, without mint mark, black shade, fine condition, today commands an astounding market value of $156,000 in the collector's market. Yes, $156,000 for a single silver quarter. Let that sink in. That's not fiction. That's not a story. That's today's reality in the world of rare U.S. coins. And the best part? The market for these coins is climbing every single day. The demand for this coin has reached levels never seen before. Collectors are holding them tightly, investors are chasing them feverishly, and every year the available number gets smaller. If you hold one, you're sitting on a treasure, and if you ever find one, you're not just lucky. You're holding history, fortune, and legacy in the palm of your hand. Now here's your insider's tip from Secret of U.S. Coins. When you inspect a Washington quarter from 1963, look carefully for the absence of a mint mark. It should be blank, meaning it came from Philadelphia. Next, check the surface tone. The real gems have that smooth, natural black patina that deepens under light instead of shining like chrome. If you can see Washington's hair details clearly despite the shade, that's a great sign. Hold it by the edges. Never touch the faces. Protect it. If you suspect it is real, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC immediately. Once graded, that single quarter could become the centerpiece of your collection or your next big financial win. The 1963 Washington Quarter without mint mark isn't just another collectible. It's a coin that tells the story of an America on the edge of change, a piece of silver that survived history's storms and came out darker, rarer, and more valuable than ever before. So the next time you hold an old quarter, don't look at its shine. Look at its soul. because within that dark patina might lie your hidden fortune. And here at Secret of US Coins, we uncover these truths every single day. Fresh updates, rare finds, breaking market surges, all designed to help you spot the treasures that most people overlook. So keep watching, keep searching, and remember, every coin has a story, but some stories are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Coin number 7. Now listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you might just give you chills. Imagine finding an old Washington quarter, worn, darkened, maybe even overlooked as just another old coin. But what if that exact coin, the one you might have ignored, could actually be worth nearly $200,000 today? Yes, you heard me right. This isn't fantasy. This isn't exaggeration. This is the Washington quarter dollar from 1945, with the S mint mark, the black layered beauty that hides one of the most extraordinary secrets in US coinage. The year is 1945. The world is finally seeing the end of World War II. Factories roar, soldiers return home, and the US Mint is working relentlessly, minting coins that would become symbols of strength, unity, and hope. At the San Francisco Mint, deep within those metal-filled walls, the last wartime quarters of the Washington series were struck. But within that massive production run, a handful of coins came out with something different. Their surfaces looked darker, richer, coated with a mysterious black layer that made them look unlike anything else. Some said it was from the intense wartime metal mix. Others whispered about the aging of the silver through decades of exposure. But one thing was clear. These dark-toned, black-layered 1945 S quarters were different. They weren't just money. They were relics of history. The 1945 Washington quarter was struck in the classic pre-1965 silver composition, 90% silver and 10% copper. It weighed 6.25 grams and measured 24.3 millimeters in diameter, simple on paper, but monumental in legacy. The S mint mark proudly marked its origin. San Francisco, the mint known for producing some of the most visually striking and lowest mintage US coins ever made. And that black layer? That's nature's artwork, a deep silver toning that developed from years of careful oxidation. It's not dirt or damage, it's a natural rich patina formed over decades, giving this coin a breathtaking antique silver charm that collectors dream of finding. The result? A coin that looks like it carries the smoke of the 1940s. A black, layered witness to a world rebuilding after chaos. Let's look closer, because this coin is a masterpiece in disguise. On the obverse, George Washington's face emerges through a soft black sheen, shadows wrapping around the details of his portrait like a painting from another time. His profile glows through the darkness, the word liberty standing strong as ever. Flip it over, and the American eagle seems alive, its wings still stretched wide, its stance commanding. The black layer creates depth, contrast, and power, transforming a simple silver coin into something that feels almost sacred. Every single mark, every shade, every whisper of silver beneath the darkness tells a story. This isn't just a circulated coin, it's a survivor. It's been through hands, wars, and time itself, and yet it remains one of the rarest examples of 1945's ever known. The truth is, 1945 was a year of endings and beginnings. It marked the close of the silver wartime minting era. And because of that, collectors hold this coin close to their hearts. But what makes this coin special isn't just its date, it's its condition and color. Circulated, yes, but that deep black layer gives it personality, rarity, and historical charm that no untoned coin could ever match. Collectors describe these coins as battle-worn silver, and the demand for them is soaring. They're rare, they're beautiful, and they represent one of the last chapters of pre-modern American coinage. Today, only a handful of these black-layer 1945 S-quarters are known to exist in collector hands. And every time one appears at auction, the crowd goes silent, and the bids climb fast. And now, the part that makes every collector's heart skip a beat. The Washington quarter dollar 1945 with S mint mark, black layer, circulated condition, has a jaw-dropping current market value of around $188,000. That's right, $188,000 for a coin that once bought a loaf of bread. This isn't a dream. This isn't hype. This is a real, verified, documented market reality. The value of this coin is skyrocketing, and experts predict it will only go higher as surviving specimens become harder to find. This coin isn't just worth money, it's worth a legacy. Holding one is like owning a fragment of America's greatest generation. A piece of silver that outlasted war, time, and obscurity to emerge as a priceless treasure. The market value is increasing day by day, and believe me, this coin's story is far from over. Here's what to look for. Check the date, 1945. Then, under the word eagle on the reverse, look for the letter S mint mark, small and sharp, your key to San Francisco's rare strike. Next, study the surface. That natural black layer is your treasure map. It should look like smooth silver shadow, not painted, not stained, but naturally aged. If the details of Washington and the eagle remain visible through the tone, you may have something special. And if you find one, do not clean it. Don't polish away that black beauty. That's where the value lives. Get it graded immediately by PCGS or NGC. Once certified, it is not just a coin anymore, it is an investment, a relic, and possibly your ticket into the world of six-figure treasures. The 1945 with S Washington quarter is more than a collectible, it's a time traveler. Born in the final months of World War II, darkened by decades, and now shining again as one of America's hidden treasures. If you ever find one of these, even in your grandfather's old change jar, treat it like the crown jewel it truly is. Because this coin, this small piece of metal, could be your doorway to a story, a legacy, and a fortune. And remember here on Secret of US, coins, we reveal the real treasures hiding in plain sight. Fresh updates every single day, with the newest discoveries, shocking prices, and secrets from deep inside the coin world that most people will never hear about. So keep your eyes open, keep your coins close, and never forget the next rare coin that changes history could already be in your hands. Coin number 8. Now what if I told you that one of the dirtiest, most ordinary-looking quarters ever minted could secretly be worth more than a luxury car? I'm talking about a coin that most people would pass over without a second glance, dull, faded, stained by time, and yet it hides a secret that could change your life. This is the Washington quarter dollar, 1968, without any mint mark, the dirty coin that's turning heads and shocking collectors across America because its current market value is a mind-blowing $144,500. Let's rewind to 1968, a year when the world itself was changing. America was in the middle of the space race, the civil rights movement, and the birth of a new era. But for coin collectors this year was the turning point. It marked the full transition away from silver coinage. Gone were the heavy silver quarters of pre-1965, replaced by new copper-nickel-clad coins. Yet within that new generation, something went wrong. Or perhaps something miraculous happened. You see, in 1968, every U.S. quarter should have carried a mint mark either D for Denver or S for San Francisco, because Philadelphia had stopped producing quarters in 1965. So when a quarter appeared with no mint mark at all, collectors were stunned. Was it an error? A test strike? A forgotten prototype? Whatever the reason, these 1968 no mint mark quarters are among the rarest modern coin mysteries ever discovered. And those surviving few, they're worth tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes hundreds of thousands, depending on their condition. Now, here's the part that truly stuns collectors. The coin that looks dirty, worn, and almost forgotten may actually be more valuable than one that shines. Because that dirt, that age, that untouched surface, it means this coin was never tampered with. It means originality, authenticity, proof that it has survived the test of time, exactly as it was minted. And in this case, that dirty 1968 quarter without a mint mark isn't damaged. It's historic. Its muted tones, dark shades, and aged texture make it a collector's dream, raw, real, and radiating the history of a minting mystery. On the obverse, you will see George Washington's portrait, faintly worn yet dignified. The word liberty still arches proudly over his head, but beneath it, look closely. Where you would expect a mint mark, there is nothing. No D, no S, just a silent, empty space proof of a minting anomaly that shouldn't exist. On the reverse, the great American eagle spreads its wings in strength. The details slightly blurred by circulation, yet every mark tells a story. This is not a flaw. This is authentic history. When this error was discovered, experts couldn't believe it. The Philadelphia Mint wasn't supposed to make quarters in 1968, yet somehow a few slipped through and they carried no mint mark. Some speculate they were struck on leftover planchets. Others think they were test pieces never meant for circulation. But the truth? No one really knows. And that mystery, that unanswerable question, is exactly what makes the 1968 no mint mark quarter one of the most coveted coins in US history. Today, collectors are fighting tooth and nail to find these rare survivors. And the numbers are absolutely jaw-dropping. The Washington $quarter 1968 without mint mark, dirty condition is currently valued at around $144,500. Yes, a dirty quarter. A coin that once bought a candy bar now holds enough value to buy a brand new Tesla or even a small home. Auction houses have reported intense bidding wars because when one of these no mint mark quarters appears, everyone knows it might be the last one left in circulation. If you find one matching these signs, you could be holding a six-figure treasure in your hand. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC immediately and never ever polish or wash it. So the next time you find an old, dirty quarter in your change, don't ignore it. Because that one overlooked coin might just be the 1968 no mint mark Washington quarter, and it could make you richer than you ever imagined. This coin reminds us of one powerful truth. Sometimes, the most ordinary things hide the most extraordinary secrets. And that's why we dig, why we search, and why Secret of US. Coins will always bring you the truth behind America's hidden treasures. One coin, one secret, one fortune at a time.